Welcome back to the Shabbos Treasures series. I'm Gila Ross, host of the Power Up podcast, and I'm here together with my co-host,
Rabbi Samuel Ross, and we are delighted to be able to share a weekly idea that you can take into your Shabbos and upgrade and beautify immediately. Enjoy. So we just completed the section of Boira on the last couple of weeks, a couple of different parts about sorting. And we saw that it's, again, it was almost bizarre that the examples we brought up, things like books that are mixed and cutlery that are mixed and foods that are mixed can really be a problem. And the ways to get around it are either by scattering it or by doing three things: having it immediately with your hand and the good from the bad. So tonight we're moving into the next stage of the process. The next stage of the process is called in English.
Yes, eating. No.
But it's all eating. Well, much of it's eating. Is the process of grinding.
Oh.
The process of grinding. So we're going to see.
Almost as fun.
Yeah, well, maybe. We're going to see in a few minutes, perhaps some of the connection, if there is, between grinding and sorting. Gila, maybe you'll fill us all in, even though it is quite late at night, with what the melacha of grinding was, and maybe one or two examples of how it's practical. It's like you use these words like grinding. What's grinding? You know, if I tell you grinding, what does grinding remind you of?
Should we not ask them?
Maybe we shouldn't ask them.
Yeah.
Teeth.
Sorry?
Cheese.
Your teeth.
Your teeth.
Yes,
okay.
exactly. Okay, so basically what grinding was, the way it was done is that after the grain was separated out and it was separated from the dirt, it was ground into flour. So what it really is it's taking something and breaking it down and reducing it into small parts where it becomes suitable for a new use. Okay, so if you think about, let's say, wheat, right? Wheat as a wheat thing is, it's suitable for, I don't know, anything. Can you do anything with wheat? I have no idea. But once you grind it down, it's a flour. Now you can bake with it. You can, make bread or whatnot. So how does it apply in our days, in our kitchens or in our homes, or just on Shabbat?
That is a really good question.
Can anyone guess?
That is a really good question.
I think we should make them work a little bit harder. Can anyone guess?
Baking, challah.
So
flour, like, isn't that ground or?
Yeah, so baking challah would be problematic, but later on. But taking wheat and grinding it into flour would be the classic definite example of this.
Right, and again, if you wait about 10 minutes, we'll see why that's not necessarily a problem. But in actuality. But in concept, like in theory, that's what it would be. You're taking something, you're making it smaller.
What about the salt and pepper things when you turn the... Is that grinding?
So see, that would be another classical example, perhaps, of grinding. What about perhaps making a salad? We all love salad, right? Especially the men. Like, who would want a steak if you could have a salad?
Yay.
Your salads, of course, together, right? One of those delicious, fruity, colorful, healthy, yummy. I mean, without exception, what about a salad? What could be the possible issue of making a salad in our kitchens on Shabbos? We want to be healthy after, right?
Is it something to do with when you have to look for the bugs and you're sort of sifting through the leaves and...
Darren, you have such a good memory. So we started discussing that a couple of weeks ago, right? In terms of Bora, sorting. You have to be so careful because you can't wash these things off or whatever it is because you're taking the bad from the good. We saw you have to take the good from the bad. Is there anything else perhaps related with grinding tonight's melacha?
I'll give them a clue.
Oh, you are so nice.
I know. Think of Israeli salads.
Look at Bev smiling over
there. I was thinking what you said, Gila. You said something about... Did you say like changing its shape or something to use it in something else? So I'm thinking like
reducing its size and reducing it into small parts so it becomes suitable for new use.
Well, the Israeli salad goes from big to small chunks, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed what they said. Did you hear?
Sorry, that we got cut out. So just repeat that, please.
The Israeli salad goes from big pieces into small cubes. Yeah.
So you, Darren, I think a few of you are potentially touching the issue over here. Okay, we're going to have to again. I think let's use the Israeli salad as our template. But you all get why potentially that could be the issue. You've got your big pieces of pepper and cucumber and everything else, tomato, yeah, and you are grinding or cutting it into very small pieces. So we all thought that that's the greatest mitzvah of Shabbos because you're eating healthy. You're supplementing your whatever you're having. You shouldn't. But maybe there are issues that we hadn't thought about. So hang in there. We're going to look at our Israeli salad in just a few minutes. Okay, so again, I think Gil has told you what the potential issue is. The potential issue is taking the big thing and you're breaking it down into the small parts, and now it's almost for a new use. So that is the potential issue. What we need to do now is we're going to share with you there are 4 exceptions when it's not a problem. Let's see by the time we're done with all 4 whether cutting the vegetables up are going to be okay. So we'll take it in turns to go through the 4. Let's see the 4 exceptions to the rule.
So the first one is it's only an issue with food that grows from the ground, right? So let's ask them. What doesn't come from the ground? Give us an example of a food that doesn't come from the ground. Let's
strawberries, tomato, cucumbers, and peppers.
The vegetables, they're from the ground. What does not come from the ground?
Does not come from the ground.
Ice cream.
Banana.
So from the ground means, just to clarify, means anything that is grown.
Grown in the ground.
Grown from the ground, whether it's the ground or a tree or something, or
Yeah, right. Good. So it's not a fruit or a vegetable, i.e., it's not healthy. Well, not necessarily, but it could be. You are allowed to cut it up. So give us an example of something that you could cut up.
Something that you might eat that is not grown from the ground.
Chicken meat.
Chicken!
Exactly.
So that would not be a problem to cut up.
Fish.
This is going to sound bizarre, but if you got your knife, you cut it with a piece of chicken, otherwise maybe it was a problem. Chewing on a piece of steak, maybe that was a problem. Okay, so none of those things are a problem because it's not from the ground. You've got your cheese, you've got your fish, you've got your meat, you're good. Number 2, it's not a problem grinding after grinding. So this was like, for example, going to Hayden's example. Like, let me give you an example. You are allowed to crush a cookie into tiny crumbs because the thing it came from, which was flour, was already ground. Okay, so we've already exceptions. Either if it doesn't come from the ground, you've got your meat and your cheese, you're okay. Or if it was already ground or cut up, you could ground or cut it up again. So far, do we have any solutions to our salad, to our Israeli salad?
No.
Does anyone have a solution? No? Good. We don't have any solutions so far. What about number 3, Gil?
Number 3, if you're doing it for immediate use, it's okay. Okay, now just a reminder, immediate use means you're preparing it and you're going to use it that meal time. So what practically does that mean, Rabbi?
That is a good question, Robertson. What does that practically mean?
Can I make an Israeli salad for lunch if it's just before lunch then?
What do you say, guys?
I would say yes if you're eating it immediately.
So if you're eating it immediately, you are good.
Yeah.
What about if you want to prepare it in the morning and you're only going to be serving it at 3rd meal? So now my immediate use is not going to help me very much. No. So we're going to have to carry on searching. We're now going to go to number 4. So again, we've got 3 exceptions. And by Boira, you needed all 3. You needed immediately with your hand and good from the bad. By this one, grinding any before it makes it okay. So either it's not from the ground, it's grinding after grinding, or it's immediate use. Number 4 is when it's done in an abnormal way, it's okay. So let me give you an example of an abnormal way. You get the handle of your knife and you smash up your banana, whatever it is. Bev's banana. You get the handle of the knife, you're going to be okay. So an abnormal weight makes it okay. Okay? So let's go back to our salad. Either we're going to eat it immediately, that will be okay. Or another solution would be to do an abnormal way, the back of a knife, something like that. Again, maybe I'm not in the kitchen enough, but if you had something which is abnormal, you would be okay. Okay. So this is what we've seen so far tonight. Well, we're done, but not quite. I'm going to let you off a few minutes early tonight. We've seen that to smash something up, to pulverize it, to chop it up, to cut it, something up into a smaller size is a problem. The 4 exceptions are either if it's not from the ground, like meat or chicken, you're okay, meat or cheese. If it's grinding after grinding, your cookie crumbs is okay because the flour's already ground for immediate use. Number 3 is fine, or the abnormal weight is fine. But let's say, and Rebitz and Gil is going to help us in just a minute, but let's say I want to cut up my vegetable salad. So the first 2 don't help me because it's from the earth. It's not grinding after grinding. I'm not going to eat it immediately, and I don't have a way to cut it with the back of my knife or the back of my spoon. It's not going to work. Are there any other ways that I can make my salad on Shabbos, or am I left with my candies and my cheese? Is there any way to get my salad? Any other?
Made.
Sorry?
Buy it ready-made, like pre-packed.
Or cut it up before Shabbos. But what about it's Shabbos? I'm not eating it right now. I want it for later in the day. What other potential solution do I have?
Is it just to do with the device that you're using?
Sorry?
Is it sorry, my bandwidth is quite low. Is it to do with the device that you use? Like I don't know. I mean, if you're chopping something with a knife, you're saying an abnormal way. Does it, if you use quite a specific device, like an egg slicer or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar. Could you just tear it with your hands or something?
So again,
that definitely, and what Hayden said, tearing with your hands, you definitely could do, because that's abnormal.
Abnormal. But what about if I don't have a way to do that? My hands can't touch food, and whatever, and the back of my knife. So there is one other way. There is one other way. So this is actually based on Ramosha Feinstein. Not everyone learns like this, but he was the greatest rabbi of the previous generation. He said, if you cut it into long, thin slices, then you're okay. So the whole thing doesn't apply. So, you picture, exactly what that will look like. Maybe you would have to have a picture of what it will look like to cut, the carrot into long, thin slices. But his understanding is that the whole concept, the whole problem wouldn't apply. So again, what we've really seen from tonight is we can't cut things small, but immediate use is okay. If it's not from the ground, like chicken or meat is okay. No problem grinding after grinding. An abnormal way is okay. And we've also seen that long, thin slices, even by food, is going to be okay. The one thing that we have not seen, and I'm going to spend another week on this. It won't be next week's Purim. And those of you who are not joining us, please do join us. We've got quite a party, a lot of people coming. And it's really going to be the most tasty meal in the Ross family of the year. Those of you who've been for Purim before know that that's the reality. It's worth coming for Leeds for it. I'm telling you. The vusht in the was it a vodka sauce?
Daniels.
Yeah, it's definitely worth coming for Leeds from. It's every meal is, but this one definitely is worth coming for. There is a rabbinic element of it, which basically everything that affects medicine comes actually from this melacha. Because it's about chopping and grinding. It's a world to itself. So please, it won't be next week, it'll be the week afterwards. It was too long to do in the few minutes we would have had left. But all medicines and things actually are related to this. So please, God, we'll have a look at that in 2 weeks' time. Okay, guys, we've learned how to make our Israeli salad this week. Enjoy it. And when the kids are telling you, you've got to have candies because they can't cut up the vegetables small, it isn't true. You can find a way to do it.
You now know how you can do it.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. You can get in touch with me. You can find me on Instagram. It's Gila Ross. And please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out. Thank you and have a wonderful day.